This time from Yerushalmi Orlah, we're on Daf Chaf Aleph Amr Aleph. The fifth line from the top, last word of the line is Naflu. Naflu Shloshas Kabin Orlah, which in the Vilna is on Yud Aleph Amr Aleph. The fourth line from the top, there's a dot. Naflu Shloshas Kabin Shal Orlah. Is that the right place? Yeah, only it says shell in the Vilna, which it doesn't say in the art scroll. Okay, and we're going to change the gears anyway, because we're going to go here with the girsa of the Leib Yerushalayim, which is taken from the Gra. So Naflu shows Kamish Orla. That's fine. 3 Kamish Orla fell in, but then instead of Shlosh Kamish Kila Karen Ka'achas, it should be it should just say the word Mao. There was those 6 words. V'shloshas kamish kerem ka'achas. Those should be taken out. So it should be like that. What happens? The question is if the same Isser fell in twice. 3 Kamen Orla fell in 100 so of Chulin, and then another 3 Kamen of Orla fell in again. So again, to see Nafu Shlosh Kamen Shal Orla, Mao. Could have said Nafu Shlosh Kamen Shal Orla and Naflu, but in any event, that's the idea. So what's the status? Kamo Shenaflu, is it like there fell in? You should say Shloshas Kabin Shel Orla, not Vod Orla, but Shel Orla. V'Shloshas Kabin Shel Kachas. If it's like, do we say that it's like 2 Yisurim which fell together and simultaneously, right? And it's also. Or is it commercial for Shlosh Kamen Shel? And here it's the camera should say Shel Orla. The Vagan Novel Shlosh Kamen Shel Kile HaKerem. Reversing it. It's really, I'm not sure why we have to reverse it. Maybe we'll be able to work out this way as well. Or it's like the 2 Yisurim fell Zeh Chazeh. That even if there were 3 kabin and od in the second mixture, it's bato. So do we say it's like the 2 Yisurim fell together simultaneously? So again, you have Orla fell in 3 kabin, 3 kabin, and then another batch 3 kabin Orla fell in. So do we see it's like Orla and Kilei was falling together simultaneously, where we say that the Shem Isser Mistarif and it's not bato? Or do we say it's like where one Isser fell in, became batel, and then another Isser falls in, the second different Isser falls in, and the first Isser is mitzvah to be batel the second Isser. So maybe it's only about where it's 2 separate Issurim. Maybe where it's the same Isser, that doesn't work. Maybe that's as if they fell both in simultaneously, and therefore it's not going to be a batel. It's a bayit lo yifshita. It's not resolved. The Gemara doesn't resolve his question. Gemara goes on to ask another question. So let's read that inside again, just to run through it. Naflu Shlosh Kamen Shel Orla, Mao. In other words, 3 Kamen Shel Orla, and then another 3 Kamen Shel Orla. Kamosh Naflu Shlosh Kamen Shel Orla of Shlosh Kamen Shel Kachas is like 3 Kamen Orla and 3 Kamen Kilogram fell together. Then it starts to the Isser. Or Kamosh Naflu Shlosh Kamen Shel Orla V'Chacham Naflu Shlosh Kamen V'Od Kilogram. Even though it's V'Od, it's the first Orla is Mitzvah to Yubato Kilogram. So what's the status when they're both the same Isser? Orla or Kilogram be the same thing. Okay, now we go on to a what's considered to be Basachas and what's considered to be Zechazeh. So Pshita, and this is a very big principle in Bittul Yisurim, that Yediyah is taken into account. When you become aware, it's very critical, very crucial in determining how the Bittul falls out. So it's Gemara says Pshita, if she does mataraso, it's obvious that Yediyah is materis, what it means. So you found that after 3 kabin of Orla fell into the 100 Seinu Chulin, and they become batel into Chulin, and then it's started to batel the 3 kabin and even 3 kabin of Od of Kilei Karen that fall afterwards. like we said previously. So Yediyah, they became aware of the falling of the Orlah after 3 carbon. Then that's the Batel, and then it's mitzdarif with the head to the Mibatel. The next sisters falls in, right? So Pshiti Yos Mideres. Yos Chavero Masha Tatiru. But what about you didn't know? You didn't find out. So for you it's Basachas, but your friend knows. Someone else, what about, is that enough? So Yedias Chavero Masha Tatiru. Hey Chavira, what's the scenario? Who loyad above Chavero? He didn't know that the 3 kav of Orlah fell in. His friend didn't know. So is that enough that the bittul should take effect right away? Because somebody knows? Or does it have to be the Ba'abas, the owner of the mixture knows? Okay, that's one question. Yediyas Suffolk Moshe Tatir, Yediyas Vadai. Where you became known to you as a question. You didn't know for sure. In other words, you found out that maybe 3 kav of Orlah fell in. Not sure. Okay, so then, do I say it's like Yediyas Vadai? It's Martin. Hey Chavira, what's the scenario? They had in front of you 2 baskets. Achas yesh b'masayim v'achas. One of them has 201. I'm sorry. I read that badly. I caught myself in time though. Achas yesh b'masayim v'achas ein b'masayim. You had one had 200 and one didn't have 200. Lafla sa'ah, and here it says truma, but since the suga is Orlah, so they're going to change it to Orlah. Nafla, of course, truma would be bato in 100 anyway, so it would make sense to say truma. Nafla sa'ah truma toch achas man. The sa'ah truma fell to one of them. Ve'en yodul achas man nafla, but you don't know to which one it fell. Va'akar kach nafla. And then it should say not bashnia, but it should say shnia, another subfelon. So the second, the second one wouldn't be Orlah because necessarily because we had a question about Orlah and Orlah, but I guess here it might be different because there was ED in the middle. Anyway, no, not necessarily. Anyway, so let's just assume the Orlah and Kilek, and they'll make life easier for us. So one saw of Orlah fell in, and you don't know to which one, and then a second Issa fell in, it's a kilaim into the Taroives, and you measured and find one of the containers, you have 202. Oh, well, now it's clear that the Issa Rishon, the first Issa, also fell into the same container which had 200 to begin with. The 200 became 201 and then became 202. So, again, Bakach Nafla Shnia, Mother Matzama Masayim Shtaim, Item Idiyas Savik Idiyas Vayi. You're going to say Idiyas Savik, you don't know for sure, but you said there's 50-50 chance that was in this one. It's like Idiyas Vadai. You didn't know which one it was in, but you knew it was in one of them. Ola. So then the first Isser joins together with the Heter, and it's mitzvah a mile the second Isser. In Tema Idiyas Savik Idiyas Vayi, if you're going to say Idiyas Savik is not like Idiyas Vayi, ain't Ola. Then you didn't find out in time. Therefore, the bittul did not kick in, and therefore, by the time you get up to there's no, you don't have enough to be vato, the second measure, which then falls in subsequently. Haisa kupa achas. He had one container. Savi yeshba masayim safik aimba. You don't know if it had 200 or not. Or you have a case of nafla sa'ah. It should be not truma, but Orlah again. Orlah l'tocha. What did I write? Actually, I wrote here in my Gemara. Oh. Yeah, right. So it's like this. Yeah. Or no, I don't know why I wrote O here. I wrote here. So inside my Gemara, so that's a mistake. That word O that's just wrong. Why I put it there? Let's take it out. Okay, so let's do it again. Haisakubach something yesh ba masayim something anybody don't know if it's 200 or not. Nafla saw or tocha. If saw or fell into it. They do a im nafla. We don't know if it uh, im lo nafla. No, I was right the first time. It is two separate cases. It is two separate cases. No, let's go back. Period. No, that's 209, and it's enforcing to it. Or you definitely you have nafla so orlo letoicha. Uh, uh, Ain't do im nafla im lo nafla. Or you have uh, 200 sa'in minus one of chulin, and Orla fell into it, and you don't know if the Orla what had a sa'ah to make it, and it's also less than a sa'ah, and the chulin would enough chulin to be about it. So you don't know if you had 200. They're two separate cases. One case you don't know if you had 200 or not, and the sa'ah fell in. The other case, you had 200. Yeah, you knew you had 199. But you don't know if a saw fell in or if it was less than a saw which fell in. So with Aser. Less than saw, not Aser, like Rabbi Yeshua. We said you need just 200 mashim milvato, so less than saw would be okay. So again, the two separate cases. I should have the O. Should put the O back. Sorry about that. So let me do that again. I have one container. I don't know if it's 200 doesn't have 200, and the saw of Orla falls in, or Nafla Orla Tocha. I have a saw which is a kupa which is definitely less than 200, but and a saw fell into it. But Nafla, I don't know if it was actually a saw, alone if it wasn't a saw. Vakach Nafla then a second one fell in, and then you found it 202. So it was a deal suffix to begin with, but then you found 202. Anytime dia suffix he has vade olam. I say dia suffix he has olam. It works. Now that's the first case. You find 202 afterwards. The second case, you find whatever measure you need corresponding to whatever fell in, because obviously you don't know if it was a full saw. Whatever the proportion is. So anytime dia suffix he has vade olam. Anytime dia suffix he has vade eno oila. And of course, the Gemara does not resolve this question either. And that brings us to the Mishnah on Chav Gimel Rav. So we will Chav Bezim Rav. So we'll stop here for today.